Hi, so in the last video we talked about y equals sine of theta and how to graph it. And in this video we're going to talk about how to graph y equals cosine theta using the same method. So in the last video we learned that the sine graph has a period of 2 pi, which means that sine of theta equals sine of theta plus 2 pi. It also means that the distance between two crests on a wave and two midpoints of a wave is 2 pi. So basically it means that the sine graph repeats itself every 2 pi units. And in this video we're going to talk about graphing y equals cosine theta using the same method we used to graph y equals sine theta. So again we start at theta equals 0 radians. And at that point, the cosine of theta, which is now the x-coordinate, remember in the last video, sine of theta was the y-coordinate. Cosine theta is now the x-coordinate on the unit circle. So at 0 units, or radians, the x-coordinate is 1. See over here, the x-coordinate is 1. So we plot a 1 here. At pi over 2 radians, remember, is 90 degrees, so over here in blue, that's the x-coordinate is 0. At pi, the x-coordinate is -1. At 3 pi over 2, the x-coordinate is 0 again. At 2 pi, we're back where we started, it's 1. At 5 pi over 2, we're going to continue going counterclockwise. Though the x-coordinate is 0. And at 3 pi, the x-coordinate is -1. And at negative pi over 2, the x-coordinate is 0. At negative pi, the x-coordinate is -1. And then at -3 pi over 2, the x-coordinate is 0. So sine of theta is the x-coordinate, cosine of theta is the y-coordinate. And if we plot these, you'll actually find that the cosine graph also makes a wave. And as you can see, it's actually the sine wave, but shifted by pi over 2 units. So this means that the cosine of the angle repeats itself every every 2 pi units, except it's a shifted version of the cosine graph. So this distance would be 2 pi. And this distance would also be 2 pi. And the distance between the two sine waves, the peaks of the sine wave and the cosine wave, is pi over 2. So the cosine wave looks just like the sine wave except shifted by pi over 2. So we write that cosine of pi over 2 minus theta equals sine theta. Because remember, the cosine graph is the sine graph shifted by pi over 2. So cosine of pi over 2 minus theta equals sine of theta. And sine of pi over 2 minus theta equals cosine of theta. So that's how the cosine and the graph and the sine graph are related. And we also know that cosine of theta equals cosine of theta plus 2 pi, just like with the sine thing. And two other things to remember are that cosine of 0 is equal to 1, sine of 0 is equal to 1. So those are two things you should remember, and yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you like this video.